मृत्युमामृतङ्गमया ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Good evening. Sorry, good afternoon. Namaste, good afternoon. Guten Tag. So today I'm not going to take up any quote from the book. What I have discussed with our spoken English friends, the same thing I would like to discuss with you also. The spoken English students, most of them are from rural background, from agricultural background. Their parents are still in agriculture. In my opinion, you may or may not subscribe to my views and opinions. There are my opinions, my perspective, okay, my take on things. Today we have enough doctors, enough engineers, enough lawyers, enough chartered accountants, enough other professionals. What we need for the country is we need progressive farmers. Progressive farmers. Farmers' children are not going for agriculture. The reason is it's no more a economically viable profession. It's a very risky profession. There's a reason the parents, they don't encourage their children to take up agriculture. They discourage them. Of course, there are so many challenges. But a country like India with 1.4 billion population, we need around 300 million tons of food grains per annum to feed this huge population. Now, the great scientist, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, the architect of Green Revolution in India, who passed away recently, he made a great statement. He said that the future belongs to the countries that have grains and not to the countries that have guns. Guns you can import, but grains you won't be able to import. Now there is a war going on in one part of the world. Ukraine is one of the major producers and exporters of wheat. There's a lot of disruption there because of war. It can't neither grow wheat now nor can export. And of course other countries have stepped in, and so temporarily we have, could overcome the crisis. There are many countries which import grains from Ukraine. So if the supply chain is disturbed tomorrow, because another war, a second war also is going on, and if there is a shortfall in the world, international market, no grains are available, but you are a net importer of grains because you can't grow in your own country, then it's just famine, right? Okay, wars actually, famines always follow wars. It happens. So now in India, the agriculture sector, the problem is, the farmers, why they find it, economically not viable, why it's become a less profitable and risky profession. Over the years, if you look at 30, 40 years, what kind of agriculture we used to do, there was a zero capital cost in agriculture. Because farmers would collect the seed from the previous crop, fertilizer, the cattle manure, that would serve as organic fertilizer, the best fertilizer, complete fertilizer. And tilling of the soil is mostly done by bullocks, But now we have replaced it with tractors. Seed they have to purchase. Fertilizer is chemical fertilizer, is costly and they have to purchase it. And also, over the years, in the last 3-4 decades, because of excess use of chemical fertilizers, soil health has gone down. Soil is depleted significantly. That's why the productivity has come down. Input cost has gone up, productivity has come down, and the commodity prices have not increased compared to other commodities, other items. So naturally, the farmers actually distress. It's always distress sale, and also storage facilities are not there. Sometimes the weather has to, support excess rain and less rainfall. There are multiple factors. And above all, mostly, if you just travel from Hyderabad to Adilabad today, you will find only 2 crops. You just look at on both sides of the road, either cotton or rice, no other crop. You just ask the farmer, why? There are so many other crops you can grow, you can make good money. He says, where are the farm hands who will work on my field? Suppose I want to grow some vegetables, let us say brinjal, or let us say lady's fingers. I want to grow. Even if I put in a 2 acre of farm, and to pluck that, I need farm hands. Farm hands are not available. So there are multiple factors are there for why farming has become risky. But I want to tell you that the way we are going, If you continue with this chemical fertilizer based agriculture, there is only another 30, 40 years of life left for the soil. Afterwards, it will become totally barren. You will not be able to grow anything on that soil. Already large tracts of land has become barren across the country in Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh. It has become saline and alkaline. Right? You know, you're all well informed people. So if it goes down like this, you cannot reclaim the soil. Reclamation of the soil, it doesn't happen that quickly. It took nature millions of years to evolve. Soil is a very dynamic ecosystem. What happens there, plant needs 22 elements, actually micronutrients and macronutrients. Through chemical fertilizer, we can only provide the macronutrients, but you can't provide the micronutrients. Micronutrients mostly are provided by the soil, and there is a symbiotic relationship between the soil microbes, bacteria, and plant roots. It's a very fragile ecosystem. Because of the deep tilling and because of the chemical fertilizer use, we have disturbed that ecosystem significantly. That's why the productivity, has dropped. And if young people, if they don't go back to agriculture and apply the new technology and new methods and make it sustainable and economically viable, the food security of the country is in jeopardy, is in danger. So it's a slowly an ecological disaster is unfolding, and people, they don't know. Most of the time, disasters unfold like that. By the time you wake up, it's too late in life. So my request to you is, just a suggestion. Why don't you take a future belongs to agriculture and dairy farming, I tell you. Young people have to go. You just think, of course, some of the young people are already going. Software jobs, they are giving up and coming back to agriculture. There is polyhouse farming, there are multiple ways. But above all, reclamation of the soil is the most urgent need. For that, you have to bring cattle onto your farms. Without that organic menu, the soils will deplete further, and afterwards you won't be able to grow anything. And if you go and ask the present generation farmers, why don't you keep cattle? They say, where are the farm hands? Who will take care of my cows? Who will take care of my buffaloes? They will say, young people are not there. And that's one profession, I think it has a lot of prospects for the future. And as young people looking for good employment, you may consider that also as an option. But when young people, intelligent people, educated people, if they go back to farms, they won't do it. It's not the way they are doing. Mostly semi-literate and uneducated people are in farming sector. And all the educated people, I have come onto cities and towns. And I think there is a need. We need to have a discussion, we need to have a debate, and you can just explore the possibility. But I think you can make it economically viable, you can have profits, provided actually you do it in a scientific way. But the present generation of farmers are not so willing to bring those changes there over the soil. You go and ask them actually go for organic farming. No, they don't have the patience, it says. No. So they are only going for chemical fertilizer-based agriculture, and because of that, there are a lot of other consequences are there. People who are living in cities because of pesticide residues on fruits and vegetables, we are getting cancer and other things, right? And then we fall sick. The milk that we consume, comes after 4 or 5 days. From the day it is milked from the cow and from the day that you consume, it's 4 to 5 days. In such a long period of time, actually it becomes kind of toxic. We are eating toxic food and breathing toxic air. You know the national capital condition now? One day odd number of vehicles, one day even number of vehicles. Schools, they have closed because of air pollution. And at least when you are in rural areas, you will have fresh air. Okay, you will have, you will get exposed to all the 5 elements. You can keep good health because some physical work will be there. The lifestyle diseases won't come. And also you will have leisure at your disposal. And without leisure, it's not possible to have, intellectual development and spiritual development. Socrates made a great statement. He said, a busy life is a barren life. We're all leading busy lives in cities. We're living life like automatons. No time to even think for ourselves. Okay. And is it worth leading a life like this? Or can I go back to village and reform a village, provide that leadership to a village? One village can I transform? Like, Anna Hazare, he has transformed one village. That Alayagam Siddhi in Maharashtra, he has made it into an ideal village. It's my wish and it's my longing, it's my prayer that some of the young people of this country, they move back from cities to villages and provide that leadership and transform the villages over there and bring fresh life into the village, transform them into ideal villages. We just have a debate on it, okay? Thank you, nice afternoon.